Among the stars, there are steam machines. Here in Orion, the shock of new stars being born makes water vapor from oxygen and hydrogen gas. Enough water to fill the oceans of the Earth 60 times a day. In chilly space, the water freezes and it reappears as ice in comets. That water abounds in cloudy oases in the deserts of space is the top discovery from the European Space Agency's Infrared Space Observatory. When the Earth was born, star-made water boiled out of its minerals, or else arrived in the ice of comets that hit the young planet. Either way, the gift from the stars was very generous. Water covered most of the Earth with deep oceans. On our uniquely wet planet, life emerged, and plants and animals thrived in the salty sea. But when life came ashore, it found water of a different kind. Fresh water, distilled from the oceans and delivered to the land by rain clouds. Living things had to change their body chemistry. Adapted to the salt-free water, plants, animals, and human beings can no longer drink the limitless water of the sea. Even sailors can die of thirst. Instead, all land-born creatures depend on the freshwater gifts from a much more chancy source. The European Space Agency's satellites produce images from space in which you can easily see where the rain falls. Wherever there's water, vegetation greens the land. But much of the rainwater simply evaporates or is pumped back into the air by the plants. For our ancestors, finding and managing fresh water was always the first priority. Hunters tracked the game to the waterholes. Nomads marched with their herds in obedience to the rains. Where rainfall is unreliable, rivers may deliver the precious liquid. The cultivation of crops began on riverbanks and could be extended by irrigation canals. Other supplies came from water stored underground in natural aquifers, enabling farmers to water their crops from wells. Settlements and industries sprang up beside the rivers and the wells. As farmers advanced from feeding their families to making surpluses available to the community, civilizations arose in the river valleys of the Euphrates, the Nile, the Indus, and the Yangtze, all dependent on the abundant water supply. But the early cities also made war for water. So fundamental is water to human culture and to cross-border politics that UNESCO's International Hydrological Program includes an initiative on water and civilization dedicated to promoting the culture of peace. The underground supply, or groundwater as the experts call it, is a big concern for UNESCO's International Hydrological Program. There's at least 30 times more groundwater than all the water in all the world's rivers and lakes. It's not hard to reach, and it's very tempting to use, and overuse. In fact, nearly 2/3 of all our water supplies come from below ground. In rainy regions where the groundwater is well replenished, it may simply act as a natural underground reservoir. But under thirsty cities like Bangkok, the ground subsides when they extract water from the aquifers faster than nature refills them. In some arid countries, the groundwater is virtually the only source. Remote sensing by satellites and from the air can reveal unknown sources of groundwater. Other technology may help to narrow the world water gap for the time being, by breeding less thirsty crops, by better recycling, by desalting seawater, and so on. But technologies only delay the full impact of problems that are inherently matters of politics and economics. Farms, factories and homes compete for the same water. So do different countries sharing the same river valleys or aquifers. Reconciling their needs requires consensus and imagination, and perhaps new ideas about the economics of water. However it's to be done, the World Water Council wants people everywhere to treat water with more respect. If we grow wiser about water, that will serve our species well in the space age. When scientists and engineers imagine traveling to Mars and perhaps settling there, water supplies are the chief limitation. By some cosmic accident, the red planet has lost most of its surface water. And on other worlds, out there in the universe, any living creatures will be where the water is. Just as on the Earth, where the water that seems so commonplace is more precious than gold if you or your crops are dying of thirst. So we'd be rash to undervalue the stars' gift of water.